Well, hello there.
Hello out there.
My sister is the early bird tonight, and my brother-in-law. Hey, Sissy. Hello, Juliet. I'm glad you're here tonight.
Julie.
Hope you guys had a good day. If not, it's gooder now. Hey, Phyllis Kendrick.
Miss Phyllis.
How are you? I'm glad you're here. I'm trying to find more room. I don't think I got enough room. Hello, Dee Dee and George. And Verndy, I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. Hey, Pastor Norman.
Armstrong,
You and Miss Gwen. Hello, James. I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. I'm glad you're here. We're glad to be here with you guys. We've had a pretty quiet day. Hadn't been too bad today. Yes, it's unplugged, babe.
Okay.
And hey, Jill. I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. And Esther Kessler, happy Mother's Day early.
Happy day. Happy day.
Happy Mother's Day early. Hey, Tanya and Jasper and
Lee.
Katrina. I hope you're feeling better.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Miss Pat, I'm glad you're here. Let's do this. Let's do our to center in. Let me read this again, and we're going to repeat after me. I'm trying to find some room here. My desk is getting smaller and smaller. Anyway, do this with me. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am immortal.
Immortal?
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? I'm ready too. I am immortal. Say this with me if you can.
Now, what she's going to do, what she's reading, is fulfilling Galatians 5:16, I believe, and 17. The walk of the Spirit.
Okay.
The walk of the Spirit has not been fully explained in the religious brick and mortar place. It needs to be explained that the walk of the Spirit is what she's going to read to you about yourself.
Okay.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
Okay. We never collaborate, so I don't know where he's going to come from. He doesn't know where I'm going to come from.
I can go anywhere.
But hey, Pearl, I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. So here we go. I am immortal.
I am immortal. This is the walk of the Spirit.
I am not of this world.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
I am birthless.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
I am ageless.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
I am deathless.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
Without beginning or ending.
This is the walk of the Spirit.
I am born of spirit.
Also the walk of the Spirit.
I am spirit.
This is it. This is the key.
I make myself as God.
This is the key. Without the ego.
Even as did Jesus.
That's right. Without the ego.
Thereby assuming my true identity.
Yes. The walk of the Spirit.
I am immortal.
Immortal. That's the walk.
Created in the image and likeness of God.
This is the attitude of the walk of the Spirit.
With dominion over all things.
This is it. This is the key.
And all things are under my immortal self.
Everything is the walk.
All things are placed under my feet.
This is your identity.
Understanding realization.
That's your identity. That's what you are.
I am possessed of full authority.
That's your eternal self.
Over all transient patterns of matter.
Yes.
At the moment of recognition.
This is the key. This is the key. Hold it right there. The recognition of all of this in your real self. See, that tells me that some of us have mentally, we might notice, but experientially, you need to be able to experience this.
There has to be a moment.
There has to be a moment of light to explode this into your innermost awareness. As awareness, you are all of these things, even though you still have bad thoughts, even though you have back pain, sickness, multiple sclerosis, any kind of sickness, blood pressure, whatever it is, you name it. This is the real you, apart from all of the finite things. This part that she's reading now never comes and never goes. Yes. It's eternal. Yes. Go ahead.
At the moment of recognition of my immortal self, I am in authority.
When your immortal self is made to recognize this, it participates in what you have been all the time.
The recognition of my immortality
That's right.
vests me with the power
It go ahead.
to disintegrate any and all patterns of evil.
This recognition may start off in the finite self as a starting, and when you slip in and out of it as an end and then starting over. But in your infinite self, this is the eternal self, your infinite self, and it does not ever change.
And at the coming of this light,
This is the coming of the Lord.
the shadows of evil are automatically dispersed.
Automatic. No distance, no space. This is it. Get locked into this, because there will be time when you find this out and start saying these things, your ear is open.
When you have that point of recognition.
That's right.
Yes,
you have to
yes.
deliberately see this, because the ego and conditioned cells say, I can't believe this, so God is too holy for me. God can't live in this temple with all these things in my mind. I have to clean up first. No, you don't.
All right, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the effortless, unlabored action of light.
Thank you.
No resistance is possible.
Thank you.
No struggle necessary.
No struggle, no resistance can stop this being. That's who you already are.
I am immortal.
Immortal.
I call no man my father, but one who is in heaven. Therefore, I instantly drop out of expression all thought and patterns of environment, heredity, race consciousness. They all go.
This is the character of your eternal mystical self.
Yes, yes. Now, I know that was a long sentence, so you probably couldn't repeat that.
That's okay.
All right. My eyes are too pure to behold the iniquity of human thinking.
That's the mystical self. Sister Sharon, that is the mystical self of you and Miss Essie, your mother. Tell her I said Happy Mother's Day. I've been trying to call you, but I hadn't got to it yet. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that one again.
Okay.
My eyes are too pure to behold the iniquity of human thinking, Lord have mercy, as reality.
You got to go there. Honey, this is the answer. We have people calling us, wanting to talk to us about different things. And some of these people have studied the course and the Bible for years and have not found out yet by enlightenment and epiphany that this is your real self. And all these bad thoughts and these ideals of depression, aggravation, sense of separation, that cannot stop what she's reading to you now. It doesn't interfere with it.
All right. I am free from the hypnotism.
Yep, that's right.
History.
Don't fall back into that trap.
I can say my story.
That's right.
Race.
Right.
Creed.
There you go.
Or established beliefs.
Come on now.
I am immortal.
Yes.
I am not of this world.
Yes.
Yet I am in it.
All right.
My body is the temple of the living God.
Go ahead on now.
I am filled with the ageless life and light of God.
You are completely whole and filled in your infinite identity, pure self. Go for it. If God is in you, that is your real self. That is your real identity.
Yes, yes. This light in the midst of my temple.
Uh-oh, there's a light.
Searches the joints and marrow.
Uh-oh.
It is the living well of water.
It is.
In the midst.
Yes.
Of the temple.
We need to read this to you every time we come on so that you can shock your mind and the monkey out of the tree. It
is the living well of water.
Cleansing.
Purifying. Washing away. Listen to this.
Okay, go ahead.
All pictures of disease. All pictures of age. All pictures of evil.
Yes. The memory that you had of the last surgery, the memory of the pills that you've been taking about this condition, that cannot stop the healing presence of your present now eternal self. That eternal you is above and beyond all conditions.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes. I am immortal.
Yes, you are immortal.
I live in the changeless realm of spirit.
Might as well go ahead on and take your vacation from the monkey. Tell the dark ideal of the low class energy of the dark side, stay the hell out of my heart.
You're going to preach on every sentence, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am.
I see that.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I am immortal.
Yes.
I am ageless.
Yes.
Birthless.
Yes.
Deathless.
Oh, yes.
Without beginning.
I know this to be true.
Without end.
Hallelujah.
I am immortal.
Yes, again, we can't get around it now.
I live in the changeless realm of spirit.
Don't have to wait to get to heaven. Don't have to wait for somebody to lay hands on you. Don't have to wait for somebody to prophesy to you. Don't have to wait. Don't even have to read it out of a book. Even though she's reading this, if you didn't read it, this has been you for a minute. This is you. We are talking to your real self. Go ahead, baby.
I see through all thought pictures of separation.
All right, there you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I see through all thought pictures of separation.
Yes.
I am that I am.
Yes.
Has sent me into expression.
I'm about to cut loose here in a minute.
I know you are. I know you are.
Go ahead.
I am God in essence.
In essence.
I am one with God.
In my true self.
I make myself as God.
Isn't this marvelous? We are still the true self in a afflicted, disrespectful, dishonest, lying, cheating world, and we are all of this pureness of God. Yes. Don't have, and look, and what she read, you don't have to wait for it. You don't have to wait for it. By and by, when the morning comes and all the saints are proudly gathering, you have to wait for that.
Calm down.
Go ahead. We're having a gathering now.
I am immortal.
Immortal.
I live in the abode of pure spirit.
Pure spirit. Nothing
can withstand this immortality.
Lay my blanket on the bed.
Juliet says pop. That's right, Juliet.
I done pop, baby.
He's popping already.
Woo!
All right.
Pop.
All right.
Blow
Let me finish now.
All right, go ahead.
Nothing can withstand this immortality.
That's right.
All things are revealed in this light.
Yes. Don't wait.
Now this is what I like.
Okay, go ahead.
Nothing is lost.
That's right.
Nothing is stolen.
That's right.
Nothing can be taken.
That's right.
From the one.
You know what? Now hold it right there. You know, we've been saying the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. He took this. He interfered. You know, the devil is shut up. Go ahead.
All right. I am immortal.
Yes.
The evil of human belief, which came at me in one way,
yes,
will flee in 10.
Your presence. The presence of God. The presence of your true pure self. I am so happy we found this out. I am so happy and so glad. This is the gospel that should be preached.
It is.
Preach it, baby.
I am immortal.
Yes.
Everything that is true is eternal.
Ooh. Excuse me for a minute.
Come back.
Oh, Lord.
Juliet, he's popping.
Oh, God. She done popped me. I done blowed it up. Blowed everything clean.
He's popping, Juliet.
Broke the scene. Shut up your ugly mouth.
All right, let me finish.
Go ahead,
You're just going too far.
I know.
I am immortal.
Yeah.
Everything that is true is eternal.
Yes.
Everything that is true is real.
That's eternal realness.
Here and now.
It's over. It's over. What she just read that to you guys, if you apply that to anything in the Bible, now watch this. I don't mean to call it conflict. In any book that you read,
any sacred text,
about any sacred text,
any spiritual teaching,
you sound like you repeat me.
I am. I'm an echo.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. There is no time.
Uh-oh.
No waiting.
Uh-oh.
No begging.
Uh-oh.
Only recognition.
Whoa. You ought to write that all over every wall in your house. Recognition.
There is no time.
No time.
No waiting.
No waiting.
No begging.
No begging.
Only recognition.
And older guys, older people.
You know what that tells me? You know what that tells me?
Okay, go ahead.
Is that everything that we've been praying for already exists, but we don't see it. And we think it doesn't exist because we don't see it.
Can you imagine how many miles recognition can travel and have traveled to get to you in awareness of what is already right in front of your face.
Now Judy's asking the question, and I'm gonna show it again, Judy. It's not mine, sweetie. Unfortunately, it is not my writing, but it is my writing because we are still one with this man who did it. He did it back in 1977. It's called "Without the Smell of Fire" by Walter C. Lanyon. We've had this book for years, and it's actually turning yellow. We've had it so long.
I am so glad we have found out how to talk through our finite lips and chin music the truth of our true, real identity.
Now, I've got just a little more.
Go on, take time.
Okay. There's no time.
No time.
No waiting.
No waiting.
No begging.
No begging.
Only recognition.
Look.
Wait, hold
recognition.
on. The moment I enter into the consciousness of immortality, I live, breathe, move, and have my being in God. And I perceive all things as they are.
Take that withdrawal slip to the bank of your infinite self, and you can draw out any amount of value of your identity that you want to. And it ain't no limit and no law that says you can't have everything that you already got.
All right. I know now from this elevation, from this vantage point, that the answer is before the question.
Somebody put something there.
Yeah, they put what we read.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Can I say this?
Yeah.
It has, it has nothing to do with memory. It is inspiration. Memory is what.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Lotus Chick, because we were talking about this earlier today. I've just got a little bit more to read, but we were talking about this earlier today. It is impossible to hear things like this and retain it with your mind and remember who you are.
There are thousands of people who have read for 40, 50 years the course and the Bible and all spiritual books, and still have not found out when their minds is trying to recall this instead of being inspiration to make this be seen.
So what happens is we hear this and we embrace it. Our minds embrace it because actually the mind is looking for rest too. And so it embraces it, but at the same time, it cannot sustain it.
It won't.
It cannot sustain the memory of what you are. It has to be a recognition. It's almost like it's like the naturalness of knowing your name. You're not constantly going around trying to remember your name.
That's right.
It's just a knowing of your name. When somebody calls it, you will respond.
That's right.
So it's like it's that way. It's not a remembering, because the more you try to remember it, the more frustrated you're going to get because it's going to slip away from the mind. Okay, let me finish this. All right. I know now from this elevation that the answer is before the question. I am immortal. I see the restoration of all things taking place. I am immortal. I am clothed in my right mind, sitting at the feet of God.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, that is so good.
The feet of God. He said, sitting at the feet of God. Do you know you are a Lord sitting at the feet of a Lord? It's not two Lords, it's one.
It's only one Lord.
There's only one eternal self.
Yes.
That's who we all are.
Yes.
There is only one infinite self. That's all of us. We are. There's one everlasting, no changing self. We are all the one and the same.
Yes. So now I want to bring this up because this is something that weighs on me quite often.
Yes, please.
Some of us are stuck. A lot of us are stuck in the God in me state. Yes. And even though that is a wonderful place to be, it is not the final destination because it keeps you as two, and it also keeps you compartmentalized away from God, which is still in a separatist thinking. And so God is in me, but in my concept, I am not God and God is not me. So there's still not a real blending. God is still separate. And so when I think about that, I want to ask this question, and I'm not expecting anybody to really be able to answer it, but as what is God in you? If God is in you, and he is, it is, as what is God in you? Not a separate person. God is no person. You are not a person. So as what? What is God inside of you? And I'm not expecting an answer, because that's one of those kinds of questions you have to really sit with, because this is what I often say. I say this to God and myself all the time. I don't know what God is, but I know whatever God is, I'm the same as that.
If Jesus said him and the Father were one, and we are the pureness of the eternal self, which we found out we are, without any recognition or reasoning from anybody or anybody pat on the back. If we are all of this, then there must be something that is working against this to keep you from seeing it. And one of the things working against us in that particular area is trying to read it, hear it, and remember it. You remember in the Bible, Jesus said this. He said, and this come to me. He said, when the Comforter, which is your true identity, reveals itself, and it says it different in the Bible, it said, when the Spirit of truth is come, the Spirit of truth is you coming up out of the depths of your essence to the forefront of your conscious mind. He said, when the Spirit of truth has come, he will reveal all things, all truth to you. And the truth that he's revealing to you now is the truth of your identity. So when the identity of your true self is ready to come forth in a season that your eternal self sees fit, it will blast your mind to where you won't have to use the left brain or memory to recall this stuff.
Now, this is the thing. I know that we said that the mind cannot retain it. But at the same time, there's a scripture that I'm reminded of in the Bible that says, I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. And so this is the thing. So there's this pure mind.
Pure self, pure mind.
It is not the thinking mind.
No, it's not. No,
it's not the monkey mind.
Nope. It's not the ego mind.
It's not the mind that's constantly turning.
That's right.
Constantly trying to figure things out.
Lord
constantly trying to interpret and assess and evaluate everything, and trying to micromanage everything. Not that mind. That's not the pure mind. The pure mind is the same as the renewed mind, which the renewed mind is that mind as it was when it was brand new.
Let me let you in on something. Some of you guys want to find out the interpretation of dreams. This is what this dream means. When you understand who you are, that phraseology is removed.
Yes.
When you understand who you are, the depthness of your awareness of your true self coming forward will cause you to not see sleeping and dreaming. You'll see your actual movement, outside of your body that will not allow. Now watch it. There are certain terminology and words that your inner self will not witness to.
True.
Your inner identity will not allow by presence you to continue to talk about yourself as having a dream or having a vision or having a big blast of revival. All of that is changed. In other words, your vocabulary
is
redone all over again.
Yes. Now, Juliet says this, and we need to address it because some people have this concept again. And it is a scripture, Juliet, that says that the word is God. But when you look at that, it says in the beginning was the word. Now, let's go back to the beginning, because in the beginning, there was no one there for God to converse with but God, and there was no language. So the word is not language. The word is not sentences. The word is not letters and dots and tittles. It's not that. That's not what the word is. The word is the essence of the vibrational frequency of God.
You use this because of your finite self, but you know beyond the script. There's something I wrote in here about a mystic.
Okay.
A mystic will know God and their true identity, their real self, beyond any holy book or paper and ink.
Okay. Why did you read that?
Because it's answering Miss Juliet's statement.
Okay.
And I want her to know that you are beyond script. This is what I found out in my investigation with near-death like experiences that I've had. On the other side, I tried to bring some script back over here with me that was given to me on some type of paper-like idea.
Tried to bring it back in physical manifestation.
And it wouldn't last.
It couldn't pass from that dimension to this
pass
one.
over here. It wouldn't do it.
Right.
Only spirit can.
But it did pass through here.
It did.
To here, but only inside and as you.
And as me. Yes. But some of these scholars and these people that translated it are not talking about themselves like we're talking about us now.
We're taking you beyond your body and your mind.
Yes. Now here's what I just said. I just read. You are seeing your God identity as the real you beyond any holy book or statement.
Yes.
And let me tell you this. When I investigated this, this is going to shock you now. When I went beyond my pure self and my infinite self and my eternal self, I found out beyond all that I've said that the actual place that we are finalized in is called stillness.
Yep.
That is the finality.
That's the closest description of us.
That's it.
And of God that you can even imagine.
That's the real you that did not speak anything into existence and did not create anything by saying anything.
So can you imagine if you go back to the way they describe the Holy of Holies in the Old Testament? There was no sound in that compartment.
That's right.
There was no light in that compartment.
No.
There was no activity in that compartment at all. So God is absolute stillness. It's the space between the notes when you hear a song. It's the space between the words when you hear words come out of my mouth. It's the space between it where nothing is said.
Go in any book that you want to read, from the Bible, course, any kind of Sunday school manual, you name it. And I'm not cutting them back. I'm just telling you as a metaphor and experience. Each time you read God so loved, stop, back up. God so, and look at the space in between. Look around the edges of the pages of the book. That's the real book.
Look in the room that you're in right now.
The space.
What allows everything to be in that room? Space. And the room itself is the space that is there.
The space.
The nothingness that is there. But yet the nothingness has the ability to house everything.
There you go. That's it. Now, this is the mystical side of you.
So we're surrounded by God. That's what it means when it says, in him we live, move, and have our being. We're all inside of God right now. We're inside of God. Everything we see is inside of God. Everything that's happening is inside of God. Nothing is outside of God. There is no thing outside of God. There is nothing that exists outside of God. It's wild. This is wild. It just blows your little pea brain.
This stillness is greater than all other avenues of identity and investigation and searching.
So as what is God inside of me? What if God is not?
All right.
What if God is not a being inside of me? God is being me, but God is not a being inside of me apart from me. So God is being me as compassion, being me as the willingness to help, being me as patience, understanding, being me when a crisis comes up and I'm still peaceful. I'm still able to manage it without completely having a meltdown. Being me as answers and wisdom coming through to navigate through this life. Being me as a desire for truth. Being me as honesty. Being me as strength when I should not be getting through or getting by and making it and handling what's going on, and yet there's something still here that's pushing or still going. It's still going, even though you wonder how I'm making it, how I get over, how am I enduring this? As what is God inside of you? As love for life, as fearlessness. I mean, the list goes on and on. But if you think about it, it's the highest attributes that a human can be.
Okay, here's an experiment. Where you are now, look around in the room at the chairs, the doors, the floor. These things that you're looking around at in your room right now, even your computer, and even the sound with your ears that you're hearing with our voice. Look around, focus on all of that. Now stop. Look around the room again at the space. That's you.
And that's God. And that's God.
That's God.
Yes.
You just found it.
You just found God. And there's no way you can escape God.
Nope. Space.
Because God is no thing.
And listen to this. If you go out of space.
But our minds now, this is the thing. What we've been given in our religious circles and even in some other spiritual circles is a concept of God that the mind can conjure an image of, which is not true. Most of the time, well, way back in the day, some of us believed that God was this big old man that sat on the throne up in heaven, way up in the sky God, Fortunately, we've grown past that, and we've evolved past that concept.
You know what would used to get me? People say, people who's supposed to have the Holy Ghost in them, and they do. They say, the man upstairs, and they tell you, I'm soon.
He's always upstairs.
God ain't showed up. I said, what's wrong with you?
God is always upstairs.
You don't. What's showing up?
So
what is this that's showing up that's already up?
So when Jesus said, I go to the Father and you see me no more, he wasn't talking about leaving the earth.
No.
He didn't leave the earth.
No.
But they didn't see him anymore. Because he said, when you've seen me, you've seen the Father.
The eyes of the blind are now open. The eyes of the blind are now open.
So he went to the Father. He lived in the Father consciousness. In the Father consciousness, there was no shortage. That's why he could, the bread and the loaves could be multiplied because there was no shortage in the Father consciousness.
If you wave your hands right now in the air, you're waving your finite hand, your physical anatomy. Watch this, here come. You're waving your hand through your true identity. Space
and through God,
and this is God,
which is God. Yes.
And you notice you wave your hand. You can't hurt him. He can't hurt you.
He cannot be affected by you.
He's not affected by it. And the smell that you have in the room, if you're cooking something, it doesn't make him hungry.
And that's just too easy for the mind. It can't be that simple to find God.
And you can't remove the space.
It can't be. And even inside your body, the space between your cells and your atoms is God.
And we are, that is the invisible connection that we are. Girls, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you the truth.
You can look anywhere and find God.
Now we can sit down. This is what you call the Passover supper. We are passing over, crossing over from all this crazy stuff that we have been around. And we are now the unlimited awareness and have always been. I'm going to keep saying it. We have always been.
Always.
We have not been anything that the church and people in religion told us.
The concepts.
The concept of them is
so our pure mind is a mind that is free of concepts.
Yes.
It's a mind free of preconceived images that are not true.
Yes.
About God and about yourself.
Now, God is the space in a whorehouse. God is the space in these bodies. God is the space in your nose. God is the space in your mouth. He's a space between both of your fingers, your toes. You name it.
He's a space between your breath.
Each pause between each breath is a space.
He's the space between the notes in the music that you listen to.
Yes, God Almighty. You know what?
It is what is allowing everything else to be.
That's right. You know, it's. I think we just gonna quit right here.
I know it. You're not gonna pop.
No, I didn't pop. I'm pop.
Oh my Lord,
ladies and gentlemen,
you can talk yourself right into peace, can't you?
Yeah, I just did.
You can talk yourself right
ladies
into
and gentlemen,
peace.
This thing is so good.
So for some people, when they hear this kind of language, there's what I call cognitive dissonance. They try to reconcile this with what they have already heard, but are not able to hear now. And so he said, they that have ears, let them hear. Okay, if you go on what you've already heard in times past, you will not be able to hear what's being said right now. And so it said we live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God, not every word that has already been spoken, but every word that is still right now in this moment being spoken. So this is why we miss what is true, because we're holding on to that we've heard in the past, and it gives us some sense of permanence and some sense of certainty, some sense of stability, and that's what holds us back from being able to evolve and transcend.
Now, we may leave these bodies.
Excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, but Pastor Norman said this. Yes, Pastor Norman, it's Selah. Selah means pause.
That's the stillness. Even though when we leave these bodies, the breath goes with us. But even breath itself exists in space.
Yes.
This is what it means being in Christ, meaning you are in the space as the space.
Yes.
And you are the breath and the space in other people that's listening to you or talking to you. You are the space, and you cannot leave, and you haven't left and going anywhere.
Wow. Well, now you brought something else up. This is another misconception that's clearing out of my thinking. That concept that we have of a past and a future. Remember, it says there is no time, there is no waiting, just recognition. Okay, we just looked at the space that houses everything. What if outside of the room you're in, there is nothing else? What if there's nothing outside the room that you're sitting in? Just only that is within the scope of what you can see, feel, hear, taste, and smell. Nothing else exists. That is what being here means. There is nothing else outside of our scope of the senses that exists. We don't know what's beyond that except by the memory of where we went there at some point. So that my kitchen only exists in my memory.
That's right.
my backyard only exists in my memory. I can't see it. It's not now. It's not here. What is here now is just this that I am experiencing.
You are in one room or one place, and yet as space, you're all over the house.
Yes.
You're everywhere as space.
Yes.
Now, have a little talk with Jesus, but you got to understand, if you talk to Jesus, Jesus and you are one and the same in the space.
There is no difference.
If there's 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or 7, 8, and 10, that is even inside of us.
It goes back to what I said. God is not in you like a raisin inside of a bun, or like a seed inside of an apple.
That's right.
God is in you like Kool-Aid is in water.
Now, this is what you call dying to self. Self cannot override space.
Yes, sir.
Space takes
Yes,
over
sir.
even
Yes, sir.
distance and time.
In him we live, move,
Lord,
and have our being.
in space we move, live, and have our being.
It is what allows everything else to be.
Well, I think we've done given you enough to last you from now on to the end of this age. You might well take your Bible and your books and shake them, because the next person you're going to meet is your real self by revelation and insight, and that's going to take you out of personhood and personality and identity.
So God cannot be possessed, but can only be recognized.
Well, let's take a drink on that.
It is the revelation of Christ that is going to save all of us. The revelation of Christ as us is what's going to save that humanness that we are. That humanness. Are you getting this? Okay. Are you getting this? I hope you're getting this.
Well, come on back.
And we realize this isn't a popular message.
No, it's not.
It's not a popular
but it is
message.
It is so settling. It's the kind of meal that you can rely on, that is constantly fulfilling every space where the mind and the ego says you need help in.
And I want to speak as someone else would. Well, co-pastor and pastor, why do I feel so empty then? Why do I feel so lost and abandoned then?
Okay.
That feels empty and lost.
I knew that's coming. Come on.
That feels empty and lost is simply a feeling of emptiness and lostness.
It's a fake.
It is not. It does not affect that is real.
It is a fake. It's a wolf ticket. It's a smoke screen.
Doesn't affect what's real at all.
It's an illusion in comparison to what we're talking about on that side of you that is not affected by that. All that other stuff don't exist.
As a matter of fact, emptiness is a good feeling, because when you're absolutely empty, you're a blank slate for God to just flow right straight
wait a minute, don't misunderstand me. These things do exist if you go over into that world that believes it exists.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about something that is beyond existence, because space does not exist. It is. It is. That's what it is.
But nothing changes because I feel a certain way.
That's right.
Nothing changes.
That's right. Put your hand on my shoulder. That ain't changing either, because I still love you. When you put your hand on your shoulder or not, I still love you. When I
knock you out, you still love me.
No, no.
Yes, you do.
No,
for a moment you get mad, but you do love me.
Now I'm glad you said that. When you get hurt, disappointed, let me tell you something. Back years ago, when you was in school and you felt bad, like you was undergraded and all that kind of stuff, back when anybody said anything that made you feel bad, that made you feel like you were what they said. That's not true.
So when I make you mad, we're not one anymore, right? That's what the mind says. That's what the mind says. When you make me mad, we ain't one no more.
When somebody road rage you and make you angry, I ain't one no more.
Now, this is the thing that I'm coming to understand as well. That in our pre-earth collaboration as souls.
Mhm.
Before we came to earth, we came together as a group.
Mhm.
All of us even on this live, we
Mhm.
came together as a group. We made
Mhm.
commitments
Mhm.
to play certain roles.
Mhm.
Some of us made the commitment to play a role of an enemy and somebody that was going to be doing something that was harmful to us. And that was for the evolution of the other. And I know that's hard for us to accept, but that's the truth.
You know what I wrote down on my notes I'm looking at? A mystic that we are, like us, a mystic knows how to breathe underwater. What we are teaching you how to do is to live underwater. When you switch over to this that we're talking about now and been talking about, and you finding out by experience, you are switching over from lungs to gills. You are in the class of an atom swimming under the water and everywhere present at the same time.
And you reminded me of how a fish can be looking for water and it lives in water.
A fish don't ever get thirsty.
And that's exactly what's happening to us. We're looking for God and we're living in God all at the same time.
What is this that make us look for God you don't ever hear of a fish looking for water. You don't ever hear of a fish getting thirsty.
Because it's the feeling of being empty.
Because the fish is operating in beingness.
It's the feeling of being disconnected, right, which is coming from an underlying belief that God is absent. And God is never absent, but the belief that God is absent it comes from us not having I won't say a sign. We don't have evidence that God is present. And so the mind convinces us because we don't have evidence that God is present, that God must be absent.
The only time a fish is threatened, I've pulled some fish up out of the water and fishing, like a catfish and big bottom feeders. They'll growl.
Yeah.
And they only
like that blue channel cat.
Yeah, I caught a blue channel cat.
He was pretty, but he was growling.
And
yeah.
And in the water, he's different.
Yeah.
In your true identity, you are totally different than your birth certificate.
In your natural habitat,
you are totally different than in your true identity. You are beyond, and I'm gonna say, let me say it real slow. In your true stillness identity, you were none of the things that you went through growing up.
Wow. So the dilemma of oneness is
even being violated, sexually abused, cussed out, your mama slapping you. I'm telling you, I'm taking everything that comes to me right now to get you to understand how wonderfully structured you are beyond structure.
Thank you, Phyllis, for your Cash App, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Jill. We received that. Thank you, sweetheart, for sending us that. If these messages resonate with you and you have the means, we know that you will bless us. So we're not even going to worry about that. As we said, we are free from that. We are free from that. But I will put up here how to give. Let's see how I need to put that up there before we go off here. Let's see. Make sure I can get it up there for them. Let me remove that one comment. So this is it, how you can give. So you can see that plainly on your screen. I'm not going to spend any time on it. But thank you for your Cash Apps, Jill and Phyllis.
We have to go back into separation individuality.
But this has been really, really good, isn't it? It's really, really good. And so there's a dilemma in oneness. The dilemma is you'll experience now the veiling of God by your person. Your person is what's veiling God from you, that you're not able to see it. Your concepts of what you think God is what's keeping you from being able to see and experience God. Your beliefs about what God is keeping you from experiencing what God really is.
Thank you so much.
And so we pray that what we have to say is blessing you. And that it is bringing you to a place of openness, lightness, when truth is presented to you,
Mhm.
it should leave you with a sense of being lighter.
Mhm.
It should not add a burden to you.
That's right.
It should not add any more conditionings to one who has already been conditioned.
That's right.
So prayerfully, our words are speaking to you and bringing you into a place of feeling lighter and
something?
being lighter.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you, Miss Judy. She says, what a wonderful sharing. I'm feeling it.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Judy. We love you, darling.
Thank
we
you,
love
dear.
you.
Thank you.
We love you, Jill. We love you,
Jill,
Pastor
Pastor
Norman. We love you, Yvonne and
Yeah, all of you
Juliet and
guys.
Katrina and,
Yes, Judy.
and
Phyllis.
Phyllis Kendrick.
Mhm.
We love you, Sandra. We love you so much. We love you
Pastor
guys so
Norman,
much.
Phyllis, all you guys.
Pastor Norman and
Israel,
Pearl, we love you.
Juliet.
Israel, we love you. Juliet, we love you,
you
darling. Lotus Chick, I don't know what your name is, but I'm glad you're here, sweetie.
Yes, we're glad
Yes,
to see
we
you.
love you so much. Deb, we love you, darling.
Guys, all you mystics out of Deborah Rondo, all you mystics out there. Thank you. Thank you.
Lori,
Sharon Harrison.
Lori.
Yes, Miss Harrison, Sharon Harrison. Happy Mother's Day to you and to
Mama
Essie.
We're gonna call her.
I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna have to try to sneak over there and see y'all. Okay.
Yes, all of these mothers, and we want to wish you a happy Mother's Day prior to
Miss
Sunday.
Phyllis, yes.
Want to make sure. Thank you, Phyllis, and all of you guys who have tuned in to us today. Tanya, we love you, darling.
Brother Dixon, I hope you're doing well.
Dee
and
and
George. From you in a
George.
while, but I hope you're doing well.
Laverne, we love you, sweetie.
Vernie
You
May,
and your mom
you
and Johnny.
Happy Mother's Day, Vernie. Uh-oh.
And Sissy.
Vernie, I said, Happy Mother's Day, Vernie.
She feels like a mama right now. I'm
Joe
sure.
Rodney.
And
Joe
Sissy
Rodney.
and brother-in-law. We love
Joe
you guys.
Rodney.
Look, we'll see you again. I'll be back on Thursday with Impromptu. And Pastor and I also have to speak for Lisa Natoli on Friday. I'm going to send that out in the email. So look for your email about how to attend that session on Friday at 10:30 if you're available. So we love you guys, and we'll see you again on Thursday at 2:30 and then Sunday again at 10.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.